Jesus. Jesus. Enoch lived in a very, very dark time, yet he still chose to sacrifice his life and serve God instead of going the way of the world. And his sacrifice pleased God so much that God just absorbed him into himself. You know, the greater the darkness of the times that we're living in, the greater the value of us sacrificing our life is. It's the same thing with, you know, the harder it is to worship God, like when you're broken and your heart is just destroyed, the more that worship, it costs you something. It's more valuable to God than, you know, all the people who are in glory in heaven and they're just worshiping freely. So of course it doesn't really cost anybody anything. They can all see him clearly who he is, and he's amazing. But when it costs us something, that is a sacrifice of praise, and it's worth so much to the Father. It's worth so. He searches the earth looking for worshipers who will sacrifice their hearts, sacrifice their minds, sacrifice their bodies, just to pour out an offering of praise to him, so he can flood them with his life and let them know how good life really is, life more abundantly, not just existing, because devils exist. You know, they don't have life. Life is being filled with the God sauce. Being filled with the Spirit of God from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, busting through your heart and just renewing you in the spirit of your mind, and even your heart and flesh can feel the peace of God that passes all understanding. Anything that we could ever conjure up or think of, God is better. Oh, shaka. So, like, no matter how hard the battle is, that's the time when it's time to sacrifice. If you're like, oh, I don't feel like worshiping, it's so hard, that's the time to walk with God, because that's what pleased God in the days of Enoch, because he lived in such a dark time, man, but he still chose to make that sacrifice. And he was remembered as one who walked with God. Don't you want to be known for that, as someone who walked with God through a dark time? Well, give him a sacrifice of praise. Hallelujah.